So far, the 2021 catalog has been pretty alright, at least based on the series that I've reviewed so far. While there's been a good amount of just fine series like Tamazaki-kun, Marge Red, and The Saint's Power is Omnipotent, there's also been some very solid series, from proof of concepts such as Kumato Jihen and Shadow House to great one-season series like Skate the Infinity and Vivy. But, predictably, this week, we'll be heading to the other side of the spectrum. As this series is just not bad, it gives 2020's Shiro Neko Project Zero Chronicle a run for its money as one of the worst anime series based on a mobile game. Like, I legitimately had to sit down and think about which one was worse, and I'm still not sure. But Hortensia Saga is about the duo of the Knight Albert and the Squire Marius, who is secretly the Princess Marielle de Hortensia, who was driven into hiding after a rebel uprising by the Kingdom of Camellia. Now Marielle is being chased down by the rebels and the church, who now rules the Kingdom of Hortensia. Now before I get into the meat and potatoes of the series, here's the first issue the series has. The backstory and the main villain for this series is garbage. So spoiler alert, the leader of the church, Pope Alexei Valderborn, is the bastard son of the former king, but it was put under wraps and it led to the death of his mother. Thus he swore revenge and planned to kill the king. How do you ask? Use the death of the queen to lead the king down the road to chasing dark magic to revive her, leading him to be a dick to other kingdoms, leading to him and the Lord of Camellia to argue in the castle, then use the Lord's anger issues as a catalyst to turn him into a werewolf so he kills the king. This also summons monsters to the realm, because dark magic I guess. Then drive the princess out because she can do magic, and then take the role of advisor to the young prince, and then guide him to make beneficial decisions for the Pope, while also gaining dark magic to turn himself into a demon, I guess. Issue 1, besides being way too complicated for a one-season anime, even if you're just taking it from the video game, this villain just does not make sense. He's supposed to be this master of manipulation, hiding in the shadows, but like he doesn't hide his villainy at all, and doesn't feature in the series all that much. A villain of this archetype should be present, but hiding in plain sight. But to switch to the Lord of Camille, I understand he has to put on a show for the Pope so he doesn't blab the secret that he killed the king, even if it was under the influence of dark magic. But why does he keep sending people to try and kill our duo? Like, Marielle's disguise isn't even that good. So are you telling me everyone in this kingdom is just a bunch of idiots? But if you made the simple change to just capturing them, that would work so much better toward the eventual face turn in the finale. But he has a few minions, including his son Roy, the Murray's Wonder twins, and a lady who can turn into a dragon that features only once, and that's a bit of a random inclusion to never show up again. As for the meat and potatoes of the series, it's just our duo using friendship powers to help someone so they can join in the 11th hour to help beat the Pope. Until around episode 8, where we get the reveal that Marius is the princess, and we gotta do a jailbreak and make our charge against the Pope and beat some jobber lords in battle. As for the characters, Alfred's a bit bare bone, having almost no characteristics besides being protagonist Sean. Marius fares a bit better, but not by much. Some of the side characters are crap, like the flying cat that ends everything with Moru, which gets annoying really quickly. But my biggest issue is the ending. This series has one of the worst endings I've seen in quite a while. Again, spoiler alert. So the Pope turns into a demon and our heroes Deus Ex Machina some light magic powers to beat him. Then the Lord of Camellia shows up being like, I'm here to support you, and reveals some lore stuff. The Pope confirms that the Dark Knight we've seen a couple times gave him the powers to do all of this, is then like, hey, before I die, would you like to know who killed your fathers? Guess who's a werewolf now? Then Alfred, like an idiot, is like, oh no, a werewolf, I must slay him. Then he gets killed as the Lord leaves, leaving Marielle to lament and enter a dark place to revive him, leaving the sidecast to comment on the taboo she committed. This is a complete and utter anticlimax. Like, I get the whole go play the game to find out what happens next, but this does not work for me as a satisfying ending. I think either end it on the prison break and do the whole play the game to see if they beat the Pope. Or if you have to end it on the defeat of the Pope, either remove the Lord in the room, or just don't kill Alfred. Tease the Dark Knight is still out there and has magic powers that we can't possibly comprehend. Now play the game and see how they'll deal with it. This is a run-of-the-mill fantasy series ruined by some bonehead story decisions, without a strong villain and conclusion. I see very little reason to suggest going for the effort of experiencing this plot if you know it's going to end badly. As for those wondering how it stacks among the competition at the bottom, I think it falls all the way to the very bottom, as I feel Vanguard at least had some okay ideas, even though it won't teach you a damn thing about how to play the game. As for supposed kid from the last Dungeon Boonies moved to a starter town, I think it's much easier to fix that series than this series, so I'll have to see whether this will end up at the bottom, or it will find some company as we continue reviewing this year. But it's definitely made a case for a spot as one of the worst of the year.